This is Shirley Swope from tangentsfromtasmania.blogspot.com, and I want to do just a quick tutorial how you can add your own pattern paper to the Silhouette software for use in your crafting. I love making cards, and I love doing the print and cut, and I love digital papers because when I buy a digital kit, I know that the papers in that kit are going to coordinate with each other, and I have the hardest time with real paper doing that. So this is how easy it is to do. Now, when I say fill patterns, if you left click up here on the right hand toolbar on the open fill pattern windows, you get it shows you all of the patterns that you can fill a shape with. So if I put a rectangle on here, select it, and choose any one of these patterns, it will fill that rectangle. Now if I do my registration marks and do a print and cut, it will cut just that rectangle out with just the pattern in there. So if you're trying to save on ink, this is a great way to go about doing it. Now let me scroll down to a certain distance. If I scroll all the way down to here, everything above this is a fill pattern that was supplied in the Silhouette software. Everything below this line right here, and you're going to see there's lots of it, are fill patterns that I have brought in. They're digital papers that I've brought in from digital kits that I've either purchased or found online for free. And the way that I brought them in, and this is what this tutorial is all about, is how to add a pattern to the fill patterns. So the first thing that you want to do is left click on File, Import to My Library, and then you're going to go, you get the dialog browser box, you're going to go to where your papers or your patterns are, and I happen to have a folder with papers in it, and we won't talk about how many papers are in mine. Probably more than I will ever use. And I did a tutorial where I showed you how to trace a pre-colored image from a kit by Just So Scrappy called Clowning Around. So I'm going to go and get some of that coordinating paper. So I'm going to my Just So Scrappy folder, and here's my Clowning Around, and here's my papers. Again, I don't see anything, but it's because it's looking for Dot Studio type files, and these are actually all ping files, but I'm just going to show all files. And we'll just pick this paper right here. So left click on it and tell it OK. Now this is where it gives you a chance to name it something, so that if you're doing a blog post and you want to give credit where credit's due, you can find whose paper it was and what kit it came from. So when she created this folder of papers, she just called them PPs 1 through whatever, the paper number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click in front of the PP2, and I'm going to name this JSS for Just So Scrappy _ CLOWINAROUND Clowning Around, which is the kit, _ PP2. And I'm going to show you where that's going to show up, so it'll help you in just a second. Then under Artist, I'm going to actually put Just So Scrappy 2, and then I'm going to tell it OK. Now if I go to my library, well, before I go there, let me show you. I've got over here on the right hand side, it breaks it down by the folders of artists that I've created, and you're not going to see what I've added in there yet. First I've got to put it into the patterns. If I go over here to my libraries, and it comes up and it says it's in My Own Designs. There's the paper that I added. My Own Designs is in my library under My Own Designs right there. I've got to pull it into the patterns, and so in order to do that, I'm going to left click on the folder my patterns so that it's opened up. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to left click on my own designs. And here's my Just So Scrappy 2 folder. So I'm going to left click, hold it down, and drag it in here. When I drag it in here, if I scroll, it's going to add it at the end. Now when I close Silhouette out and open it back up, it's going to put it in an alphabetical order. But when I hover over it, it says JSS Clowning Around, so that I know where it came, what kit it came from, and what the artist's name is. So that's how easy it is to add your own patterns. The sad thing is you have to do them one at a time.